We're going straight to the wild, wild Westworld. Any damsel that's in distress be out of that dress when she meets our season 2 predictions on today's Nerdist News. And that definitely came from the Wild Wild West soundtrack, so you can't be mad at me. Westworld's violent delights came to violent ends last night as the sun set on season 1 of HBO's new hit series. The supersized hour-and-a-half-long finale was stuffed to the gills with murder, mayhem, and robo-revolt, while still finding time to answer most of the series' big spoilery questions. And yes, this is the part of the video where we rattle through a bunch of them, so if you haven't watched it yet, it might be time for you to mosey on out of here, partner. And spoilers. So do we get to see William don the black hat? You bet! Do we find out if the maze is real or symbolic? Surprise, it's both. Do the hosts finally rise up, attack the park, and get to the actual freaking plot of Westworld? Yeah, you know, this might be the first show in history to do its prequel before the main story. Westworld ain't got no time for linear storytelling. Anyways, with so much getting wrapped up, we're only really left with one big question. What the heck is happening with season 2, and how soon will it get here? Well, bad news first, buckaroos. Season 2 ain't destined to ride our way until 2018. That's over a year of Westworld blackout dates until we get back into the park. The good news, we've got all the season 2 theories and speculation you could ever want right here. So what's going to happen when Westworld finally reopens its gates? Well, as we mentioned, season 1 really is just a prequel to original story Michael Crichton penned in his 1973 screenplay. And no, that's not just us being snarky. In a recent interview with Thrillist star Rachel Evan Wood said she considers season 1 an amazing prequel and a good setup for the actual show. So cool, we only have to wait an entire year to get to the actual show that we've already spent a whole season watching. In all seriousness though, this obviously means next season we'll be telling the movie's robots versus humans storyline with a bunch of the Delos board members who survived the Dolores slaughter trying to escape the park. Now, given the show's morally ambiguous nature, it's safe to assume that we'll see heroes and villains on both human and host side. And while it may be a little early to tell who will fall on what side of the divide, we think we may have seen glimpses of a Dolores versus Bernard storyline brewing. Look at this sad look he gives when Dolores starts popping old-timey caps in everyone's asses. Poor Bernard, right? God, that guy. Clearly, Bernard isn't as cool with killing his masters as Dolores is, and that's going to lead to a power struggle as they both fight for control of the Robo-Revolution. Now, season 1 ended on a bittersweet note for our dear Dr. Ford. He got to see his final storyline come to life, and it started with him getting a bullet to the back of the head. But does this mean we've seen the last of Anthony Hopkins in the show? After all, this is Westworld. They could just rebuild him, better, stronger, and with even longer pauses between words. But alas, no. It's looking like the OG Hannibal Lecter, sorry Brian Cox, was only on board for a single season. In a recent tweet, Sir Hopkins said that he enjoyed playing Dr. Ford, implying that the role was now in the past. And for those of you saying he might show up in flashback, well, we're ruling that out too. In the same Thrillist interview, Evan Rachel Wood also said that one of the most exciting things about the show is that you can make every season different, and we think one of the big differences for season 2 will be to drop the multiple storylines in favor of a straightforward narrative. Of course, the host killing spree wasn't such a sad ending for everyone. Honestly, we have never seen someone so happy to get shot in the arm as the man in black was last night. Finally, he's going to get his precious life and death stakes, taking on enemies that could really kill him. But will he rise to the occasion, and whose side will he be on? He really is an agent of chaos in all of this, which makes complete sense given what showrunner Jonathan Nolan said in a recent interview. If season 1 is about control, then season 2 is all about chaos. And we really are expecting the erstwhile William to be the embodiment of that chaos, rampaging through the park according to his own agenda, aligned with neither human or host. But will anyone be able to bring him down? Well, Logan's fate was left suspiciously unresolved in the finale as he rode buck naked, bareback, into the wilds of Westworld. But we definitely didn't see him die. Is there a chance an older Logan was hidden amongst those Delos board members, and this could be his chance to finally get revenge on his brother-in-law? We could see it happening, but we could see a whole lot of other stuff happening too. There are still a lot of threads left dangling for season 2. Will we get to see the outside of the park? Will Maeve find her fake daughter? And they gotta take us to Samurai World, am I right? You just don't tease Samurai World and never actually take us there, right? Because that looked great. You tell me in the comments below and let's discuss. But it looked great! Join us over at Nerdist.com/Twitch today at 3 p.m. for an all-new Nerdist News Talks Back, where we're talking more Westworld and some sweet Rogue One details, and Nerdist threw a party for these baby animals, and you won't believe what happens next. The third one will shock you. Check us out over at Nerdist.com and don't forget to like and subscribe for more Nerdist news.